Hello everyone, my name is River Stump and welcome back to another build video. Now if you can't tell, we are back with the alphabet challenge and we are doing E, as you can see right there. Now I was pretty excited about this one because the other ones have been pretty small and hard to get 2 bedrooms in, but E is definitely possible. Now as you can see in the background, there's some like older Victorian style houses. I wanted to try and kind of go with that. So we're going with like an older styled house today. Now I'm trying to fix where it was overhanging into the back. So I actually ended up double layering the roofs so it doesn't show in the first one, but still has that nice overhang that I'm looking for. So I think it turned out pretty well. And for the exterior, I decided to go with this brick and white siding. I think it looks pretty good, kind of outdated though, if you ask me. So I don't really use it, but I'm happy to build in this style because it's fun to kind of step out of your comfort zone. So I ended up going with kind of like a big grand archway door. And then I made that whole side section of the E a hallway kind of thing. Like that's where you're gonna have the living room, kitchen and stuff. And then we're gonna have the bedrooms on either side and then the bathroom in the center, as you can see by my kind of bed and toilet placements. Now for the kitchen, I decided to go with this wooden countertops with the white top, and then I'm not keeping this dining room table or couch, so don't panic. I'm just throwing them in to see about spacing, but that's kind of where the dining room and the living room is going to be. Now I wanted to pick some wallpaper. So I ended up going with this white, and then I actually didn't pick the stripe one in the end. I ended up going with this one down here that's more like of a, I guess, a more neutral pattern. And then for the kitchen, I went with this kind of white and gray tile, just to kind of make it blend in. And then I placed our 3 pretty basic doors and made them even, but I actually did end up pushing that one to the side because I didn't want it right in the middle of the kitchen. It just seemed like a weird location. So we're gonna start with the kitchen here, just put in that corner lot, and I was gonna put in like a little side place, which I never seem to have luck with, so I guess we'll see if I pull it off or not. I placed in the Growing Together fridge and stove, which I am obsessed with. How cute are they? They're like old but also modern at the same time. I think they're adorable. And then I'm just placing the upper cabinets, and I can never figure out that corner cabinet. If you watched my last speed build video, you can see that I struggled with the exact same thing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong. For the windows, I wanted to go with some nice classic windows, and I really liked this kind of bayed window. So I used that knowing I would want it, and then used some more shuttered windows, and I ended up finding the smaller one, which I think was perfect for the bathroom and where the kitchen sink is, but the larger ones for the rest of it. And then yeah, I stuck that one on the inside. I just didn't know where the bed would go if I didn't stick it there. Now for the kitchen, I'm actually really happy with how it's turned out. I ended up picking like this wooden white, I guess it's not white, it's more like a light brown floor, and then put a little garbage can over, and we are on to the dining room next. So I wanted to go with antique furniture, so I picked this nice antique table and then some chairs that go along with it. I went with the white and the brown cushion. As you can see, I'm on brown right now, but I switched it. I just think it matched the counters better. And then I really wanted to put a pet bed in this little window because I thought it was the cutest thing. Like, how many of our animals wouldn't want to go in there? But the rugs did that weird glitch thing through the wall, and I couldn't get it on there, and it just wasn't working out. So I ended up sizing down the cat bed and then raised it up and placed it there. I think it looks all right. I don't know if a cat can actually still use it where it's sized down, but you know what? It works. Now, I wanted like a nice antique kind of chandelier, like the one we all think of our grandparents having, but none of them are really fitting well, so I ended up going with this cottage living one because it is a medium wall height build. And I think it looks okay. Now where I placed that cat bed in yellow, I wanted to use yellows as my secondary color. And I didn't originally know how difficult that was going to be because not a lot of things come in yellow. But I ended up placing a TV on the wall and then a coffee table below and then this cute little rug from Growing Together. I love the Growing Together rugs. I am absolutely obsessed with them. And I found that one just matched the floor way too much. So I used the Cottage Living one in that black and yellow swatch. Yeah, it just stands out. I like it. Now for back in, I decided I should add a pet bowl so we don't forget our little kitty friend, and a little scratcher since I knew there wasn't going to be much room, and then I put a litter box in the bathroom. Now, I wanted this to be the master bedroom. I was kind of thinking that there would be like mom and dad, or like mom or dad, either one. But the parent and the guardian would live in there, and then there would be like kind of a teenager child, I want to say. I don't know, whatever you honestly want to picture, but I think it's cute. So I ended up going with this cottage living bed. I still wanted to go with those nice floral wall prints, but I think I don't know if I switched it out or not. I wasn't loving the color of metal or how it was matching with the room. But anyways, we'll get back to that. I added in some antique kind of side tables and dressers, and then this cute little antique mirror. I found it in the white, gray, and the yellow, so I think it matched perfectly. I just ended up using the same tile as in the kitchen, just so there wasn't so much confusion going on, and just a regular white speckled floor. And then I really wanted this to come in a yellow swatch, but the only yellow was like really yellow, so I just ended up going with the nice pink one. And then I found a vanity that actually matched the dressers that we used perfectly, so I threw that in there, but hated it. Like, did you see those colors? And just swapped it out with the regular base game. Now for this one, I was going to try and stick with the metal, but it just wasn't looking good in yellow, so I ended up just going with this classic white bed with like these cute little yellow flowers on it, and I put a cat tree in there because I figured, you know, why not? Maybe this kid loves the cat, maybe it's her cat, so I figured the cat would kind of spend most of the time in here with the kid. I added the same mirror from the parents' bedroom, and then another wardrobe, but this one's like the taller one, and then an end table for her. And then I also wanted to add a desk because she needs somewhere to do her homework at. So I just threw in the desk from Growing Together with just a nice simple chair and put like a little bookshelf on that. And now for the curtains, I ended up finding these cute little yellow and white ones. I think they're also from, actually no, these ones aren't the Growing Together pack, sorry. I think they're just base game, but I adjusted the furniture around them so it would fit better, and then I believe I threw in a little rug. Yeah, there we go, a nice pink rug to match the wallpaper. Now, I knew we would need a smoke alarm, and I wanted like a little vent hood because it hides it, because it isn't the prettiest thing. So then I just put around some clutter items, like some spoons, a little fruit cake, fruit, paper towels, this little coffee set, which I thought was so cute. I've never noticed it before, but I love it. And then this little antique teapot, which, I mean, I don't build in this style a lot, as I mentioned earlier, so finding all of these things that I normally wouldn't even look at was really nice and eye-opening. So if you have a style in mind you want me to build with next, leave it down below. I would love to try things out. I want to learn how to build in every style. So yeah, I'd be really appreciative. And if you didn't see, I put a size down rug under the cat food dish and little scratching post. I saw that kind of tip on TikTok and I thought it was so cute to put like a little mat underneath. So I did that. I don't know whose video I saw, but I liked it. I added these pink curtains to the bathroom because I figured you probably want some privacy. And then this little cottage living painting. And then I found this kind of like blueprint of an industrial building, so I added that to the hallway and then sized down this cute little jazz cat thing, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I wanted to add a little life to the bathroom, so I threw in a little plant and a toilet paper, of course, and these soaps. How could I forget the soap? And added a little hand towel, and I was gonna put candles, but they didn't slot to the toilet, so you know what? Scrap it. For the master bedroom, I went back and I added in a clock. I also put some pictures up on the wall. There's like a family tree. I put some in the living room of like, I think it's called like the well-traveled art, but I thought they could kind of be like family photos, so I added those around. There's the like art in a box one. And then I added some plants to the bedroom. I did eventually go back and add like a perfume set as well, but there we go. Added some nice pink curtains, but ended up switching them to white. I don't know why I just didn't take off the pink thing, but whatever, it is what it is. There's a coat rack. I also added a shoe rack here in a minute. But I think this is also when I find the umbrellas and the perfume. So there's the umbrellas also by the door, and then there's the perfume on the dresser. Now I also added in this little like team photo. I thought it could kind of be like the kids team photo that the mom like loves to have around. And then I added these puzzles to the ground so they could play like board games. I don't know, it just seemed cute. A little tissue box, just random clutter. Why not? Now for the lights, obviously I didn't want to leave in the pot lights. I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. So I actually ended up using these, what I would think is like a typical regular lamp, and then I had that dining room lamp over the dining room table just to give it a little bit of a fun feature. For landscaping, I wanted to fill the corners with like some flowers, some plants, some bushes. I don't know, just make it a nice flower garden. So you can see me kind of playing around with that, just trying to figure out what I want. I did want like yellow to match the theme of the house. I figured maybe these people just love yellow. And it actually took me a surprising amount of time to put this stuff together. So you can see me going through absolutely all of the yellow swatches. I ended up putting like this taller bush in the front and then taking out those other two little ones and then just kind of putting some low-laying flowers underneath. So I ended up using these ones for this side, the other ones for the other side, just to give it a little bit of variation. Made sure it wasn't clipping through the wall because, you know, we don't want plants randomly clipping through our walls. And then added some more low-lying flowers and some rocks to them. I think it turned out pretty cute. I know it's a little weird to have them in that spot, but honestly, what else are we going to use it for? I don't know. So I added some trees to the property, was trying to look at it from all angles. There wasn't a ton of trees around, so I didn't want to just line it with trees, and I'm not very good at landscaping. So I tried my best. Bear with me, give me some tips down below. I would love to hear them. But I made a little walkway, and I think I did eventually end up turning it into sidewalk, like the cement, the little squares. I was going to add a little fence. I think I did end up adding one all the way along. There we go. And then I only added like a little tiny corner on this side, and then I ended up putting like a little flower bed by the corner just so it wasn't so empty looking. I just added these little yellow flowers around these nice pink ones to kind of tie both the colors of the house together. And then I added some just random shrubbery grass around the area to give it some definition. You can see me adding the oopsie daisies around and just some rocks to kind of symbolize maybe we didn't mow there as often or didn't do as good of a job. I don't know. I think it's a cute little detail that I never really thought of until recently. I also added a bird bath on that other corner, and then decided to go in with some gardening boxes. I figured why not? They've got a nice flower bed. I'm sure they'll want a garden. I added a telescope, some swing sets for the like little girl inside, a little bicycle, and then a picnic table outside with a picnic basket. I think it's just a really cute touch for the whole build. Because, you know, who doesn't love a picnic? Especially with the kind of grill. I figured they probably spend a lot of time outside. Now here's where I go back to find those sidewalk pavers. I just really wanted a cute little path to go to the picnic table and grill. So I ended up adding that in right there, and then I liked it, so I just kind of drew a simple little path along, and then I'm also going to add some plants to the front, which I had a really hard time with it not clipping through the build. As you can see, these ones are like in an odd shape, so it was either I'm going onto the path or going into the house. I think I managed to figure it out and double check to make sure it was fine, but I really like that little simple touch of it going around. I think it really tied that path in together. And of course we are going in with some terrain paint because it just looks weird without terrain paint. Everything is just too pristine. So I just went around, marked up the planters, the trees, the swing set, the picnic table. I believe I also did the fence. We'll see in a second, but the fence is already looking pretty good where I placed it, but there's me on the walkways and stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building the e-house. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what building styles you want to see me build next, because like I said, I would love to see them. If you've missed any of the alphabet challenge, I do have them down below. I post one a week, so I normally post on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I hope to see you next time.